Hi, this is Paul Brawley with Fish Finder Guide Service. This week we're going to be starting out right in here on this drop in Nighthawk Bay. And we're going to be looking behind all these spoils up and down this. Typically when we have our first pretty good norther, you're going to start seeing fish show up in this area. Kind of looks like a scary smile, but you're going to be starting over here on this drop and making your drifts back across behind these spoils and be looking all in this area. I like throwing popping corks and shrimp through here looking for a lot of different speckled trout, a lot of different redfish, and some black drum. I don't think you're going to catch as many black drum, but there will be some reds and some trout stacked up in there. Next, you're going to come across the intercoastal, and you're going to be looking in this big flat here on the western half of the flat before you get to the drop. There's a lot of big sand holes, big area right in here. It's almost all pure sand now after the freeze, but that whole area, you're going to be making drifts across it. You're going to be looking for redfish, the big migrating reds coming through there, and a lot of really nice keeper trout on that sand up on that pad. The north wind should have you drifting. I'm sorry about this direction here, but anyway, right through that circle there, that's a big area, long drifts. You should be able to find trout and redfish pretty readily through there. Really nice ones. North winds usually have them stack up right in that area. Don't be afraid if the water's off colored. Just keep popping them corks of the shrimp on it, and you should come up with the fish you're looking for. All right, next we're going to be talking just a little bit about croaker fishing. We're going to be looking right in this area, right in here, not too far out in the King Ranch, but between the intercoastal and the drop to the King Ranch, right in here, are going to be set almost straight out from Bird Island. Here's Bird Island Basin, so almost straight out from it, we're going to be looking at throwing our croakers on number 6 or number 7 kell hooks, setting up on the sand holes, being very patient. There's been some really good trout through that area right now. You can move out here a little further on this west drop. The bite's been a little bit slower, but right now on that east drop, just out from Bird Island, across from the intercoastal, and that whole area right there, there have been some nice 18, 19, 20-inch trout that you can pick up, especially on these north days. Okay, next we're going to be setting up right in this zone behind these spoils and behind these spoils too, right off the intercoastal in that little pocket. You're going to be looking for migrating schools of oversized reds. The reds have been right in that zone right now. You're just going to set up with your croakers, be patient. Those reds will roll through. You'll get a couple of them. Then it might be 20, 30 minutes before you get any more. But they're hanging close to the intercoastal around those spoil islands right now. Just keep a good eye out for any kind of activity, baits blowing up, those fish rolling through. But that area right now has some pretty decent reds, especially on your northern days. Right over here, you're looking at the east drop going towards Baffin Bay. Off of that east drop, you're going to be catching a lot of speckled trout on your croakers. You're setting up probably in 2 to 3 foot of water, throwing out into the 4 foot of water, and just be patient through there. It's a lot of good 18, 19, 20-inch trout right there. A lot of slots, not many small ones. It is a little bit of a slow bite, but you can pick up all your trout through that area right now. Just got to kind of be patient. Behind some of these other spoils, you might set up, power pole down, and throw popping cork and shrimp and try to catch you a few black drum and a few redfish behind them. There's been a few running. I like my cork I like my bait to be about 18 inches below my cork right in there, and I'm just using 16th ounce lead head, 18-inch leader underneath a 4 horseman cork, and just popping away with shrimp and trying to catch those drums and reds right through those behind these spoils right in here. You'll catch more keepers in here. And then the more you get on the front sides of this towards the intercoastal, the more oversized reds you're going to run into. Okay, kind of going to be talking to my wade fishermen right now. This area here's, I call it like 185 You're going to be right around 185 in this little zone right in here. Wade fishing for trout and redfish using soft plastics. I like using this time of year a bass assassin, usually purple with a chartreuse tail. Sometimes I will use the pumpkin seed with the chartreuse tail, the darts. You're going to be using maybe a 1/8 or a 3/8 lead head, 1/4 inch lead head, whatever you feel like best for you. I like the quarters and the eighths, 3/16 all through this area right here. You're going to be looking for redfish and nice speckled trout. I do know early morning if it's slick and late evening if it's slick, you can throw some topwaters through there and pick up some bigger trout. But right now, waiting behind 185, between 185 and the shoreline where it's a little shallower, seems to have been picked up as far as activity goes, catching some fish right in there. Bait fishermen out here at the very end of the last of basically Emmerd's Hole, you're going to be looking right in that pocket for oversized trout and some good keeper trout. You're going to be using croakers on a number 6, number 7 Kell hooks right through that zone. Seems to have some really, really big trout all through here, just fishing this last little bit of the drop. It's going to be some north winds, so just kind of be careful out there, guys. Watch out for each other. Let's try to catch some big fish and only keep what we need. All right, until next time, thank you very much.